Hello, I greet you all in Jesus' name. Call of God Ministries is the church where I am. My name is Matthew. I want to talk about what Jesus looked at as humility. In life, we always struggle to see who is great, who is better than the other. But in Christianity, more so as a born again, Jesus has a different version. When you look at Matthew chapter 18, from verse 1 to verse 4, this is what Jesus was saying. Let's read it. It says, "At that time the disciples came to him, saying, 'Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?' Verse 2, "And calling to him a child, he put him amidst them. He put him in the midst of them, and said, 'Truly I say to you, unless you turn and become like children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven.' Verse 4, "Whoever humbles himself like this child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven." The disciples came, they wanted to find out, to know amongst them in the world, in the ministry of Jesus Christ, who was the greatest. But Jesus was technical enough. He called to himself a child. And he said, this is what he said in verse 2. Listen to what Jesus said. In comparison, he said, no, verse 3. He says, "And said, Truly I say unto you, I say to you, unless you turn and become like children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven." Now, Jesus was comparing the dependence of children, the trust the children have, the vulnerability. Children never do anything without the help of their parent or someone else. So Jesus was telling them, unless you stop looking at greatness, unless you stop looking at who is better in power, who knows what, and turn to be like these children, that you become vulnerable, you become dependent to God and trusting God fully, you can never enter the kingdom of heaven. And verse 4, he said, "Whoever humbles himself like this child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven." Humility is very important. Dependence upon God, trusting Him, not doing things as how you feel, but what is God saying? Does this please God? Will it glorify Him? So He told them and gave them an example. The example is the children, that child. And the disciples, I'm very sure, they were shocked. And we are too also shocked, because God wants us to depend on Him, that we appear